Hello, YouTube. All right. As you can see, I've started to take my new minivan camper. I don't think I've got a name for it yet. Out for a spin to do some exploring. The van's not fully set up, but it's about 90% there. Still missing a couple little items like fishing poles and a couple little other things. But for the most part, it's functional. So started to go exploring and decided to drive up historic US 1. Not the historic part, but just the regular US 1. And we've come up to this little town. I don't even remember what the name of the town is. It's a little dinky town. But we saw a sign that said Seminole Rest historic site, so decided to check it out. And have driven down the road, which, they have a brown sign that says Seminole Rest, and then you just follow it, and it curves and goes around like an RV park and stuff, and then brings you out to this spot. And I didn't know what Seminole Rest was, so wanted to check it out, and can see now what it is. But evidently, this is the information on it, for those who want to read it. But Seminole Rest is part of the Canaveral National Seashore and site of an ancient 13-foot high, I think that's called Timucua shell mound, known as Snyder's Mound. The Timucua Indians occupied the site at various times from 2000 BC to 1565 BCE. The mound, which lies on the shore of Mosquito Lagoon, was a large quahog clam processing center. Centuries of shells and other items left in the mound tell the story. So we're gonna explore this area and take a look and see what is here. Apparently this is part of Playa Linda, because this is Playa Linda District. But you can bring your dog. You need to clean up the dog's waste. But they apparently have a walking trail. Said what, about a half-mile loop, and you can explore maybe see the mound. It's kind of interesting to think that you can go canoeing here. A little canoe sign. But interesting to see that the Indians used to live out here. The Seminole Indians. Lost Mounds. I'm not going to read it all. For those of you who want to read it, you can just pause this and read it. But I guess the Timucua Indians lived here for thousands of years, harvesting clams and oysters. And they left the shells behind to form giant mounds. Now, I don't know where the mounds are. Oh, I guess this is, they must have moved. Yeah, they removed a bunch of mounds. It says, you are here. So they only left one mound, 2 mounds, 3 mounds here. All the others have been removed. So this is Seminole Rest. They had mounds all along the water. And most of them have been removed. I'm going to see if I can see one around here, because there's supposedly 3 here. And you can go canoeing here. This is actually not too far from where I live, so if I decided to go canoeing, might be with the canoe, but bringing a canoe up here. But you can see here some clams and stuff. And the water here, this is kind of nasty looking, seaweed stuff, but you can see it's not too deep, and there seems to be clams and stuff still. So this area had a lot of clams and whatnot. I'm looking, and I don't know if those are the mounds. They don't look like mounds to me, because from what I read, the mounds should be clam mounds. But, I can see, now this was not Seminole Indians, but they, I know that there was a program in Brevard County to restore the lagoons, and they put oysters or whatever in those things and put them by the water to filter the water. But these, they're not in the water, and they all look dead. I don't know if they just lined it up as, I don't know why they're there. Would have to have to actually ask a park ranger or something. Why did they put these metal bags here? This metal, looks like they put them in little metal bags and put them along the edge, other than maybe to keep erosion from happening. And there appears to be actual, looks like people had trails, hiking trails that go, those do not look like human footprints. See the little foot thingies there? Look like deer or some other animal. I'm suspecting deer just because they're kind of deep. But yeah, there's these may not be human trails. They might be animal trails. But somebody who knows more could probably, one of my viewers here could probably fill us in on what it actually is. But yeah, let's explore. I'm gonna take a little walk here. But this area is called Seminole Rest, if you're interested in it. Here it goes. Seminole Rest Living Shoreline Stabilization Project. So it has a lot of artifacts here. Stay on the marked path, so I shouldn't have been walking around out there. But our living shoreline includes the eastern oysters. Plants and animals include native. Well, I'm not going to read it all, but basically they're trying to keep it preserved. Hello. So let's explore. It is rather beautiful out here. And got a big bird. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's not too cold. We are, I think this is the first or the second of, it's the first of February. Yeah, it's the 1st of February. They do have a little picnic area here. What do you think? Archaeologists believe that women and children gathered shellfish along the shore using their feet and hands or digging with sticks or rakes. Meanwhile, the men fished in the deeper waters of the lagoon or ocean using fish traps, nets, barbed arrows, or spears. What did the Timucuans look for when choosing a location to obtain food? What might cause them to return to the same spot repeatedly? Was this a clam processing site, as archaeologists suggest, or could it have had other purposes? So they don't really know, but they know there were a lot of clams over here. You can see clams all along the shore here. So they evidently took the clams and dumped the shells into big mounds. I don't see the mound though, unless that map is wrong and they removed all of them. Got some kind of building here. I don't know what that is, but I guess we'll find out when we walk up there. Rather beautiful view out here. There are a bunch of nice houses there on the water, but up the road there was RV park. So it's kind of an interesting thing to see. Now it looked like they had mobile RVs, the trailers and stuff, the campers. So I don't know, probably not permanent, maybe snowbirds. Preserving the mound. And it's got a picture of this house. This is a house. In 1911, Mr. and Mrs. Wesley H. Snyder purchased this house and the surrounding land. They named their home site Seminole Rest. That's how the name was created. Seminole Rest, after the Seminole Indians. Their purchase saved the story of an even earlier culture, the Timucuan Indians. So, it's called Seminole Rest, but it wasn't the Seminoles that were here. It was the Timucuans. Daddy bought the place from an Englishman, Lord Turner. The buildings, this house, and the other house. There was a long dock that went out and the boathouse was on the dock. My father saw this place as he was going duck hunting with some people over across the lagoon. Then he got to come over and see it. It was vacant when my father saw it. He bought it and the 10-acre grove. Bet you can't guess what he paid for it all. $2,000 for the hill and 10 acres. Mother added to it, there was some land south of the grove between here and Sam's Mound just to protect it. So $2,000 in 1911 money. I wonder how much that is by today. Somebody might need to Google that. But yeah, so this house was here. I guess the house was here. Or maybe the house wasn't here and you had the house put up. I don't know. It wasn't too clear here. No, they purchased the house. So the house was here. Yeah. Can you believe they bought this house for $2,000? And let's take a look here. I still don't see the mound. There used to be lots of mounds. There's supposedly 3 left, but I'm looking around and I see 0 mounds. There is unless that was the house right there. I don't know. There's like that one and this other one right here. So there's like two of these houses. This might have been the dock that the person was talking about that their father had. It goes all the way out to the water here. But there's supposedly a mound here. And we're in search of the Timucua clam mound. At first I thought it was a burial site or something with the Seminoles. But now we know it wasn't even the Seminoles. It was the Timucua Indians. And these were the nice houses I told you about earlier. And over there are the RV parks right there. I'm beginning to believe they removed all the mounds. Because I see 0 mounds. So the place was set up as a historic site to preserve the mounds. And the mounds appear to be gone. Although there looks like a bunch of little mounds there. I don't know if you can see those little round things, unless that's what they mean by mounds, but I don't think so. I think they said they were big mounds. But you can see here, they had the oyster shells. I'm pretty sure this was here to clean the water. But, you know, they normally would have living stuff in it, not all dead now. I guess it got dry or something and became all dead. I'm going to try to walk up here. Man, to live at this house would be amazing. Can you imagine living here and waking up and having a view like this? Park ranger. So you can dial the phone number and press, and then the ranger will give you an audio tour. Door's locked, so I can't get in. I don't know if the ranger lives here. Probably not. You have this section blocked off. I guess this building doesn't have anything for people to see because it's all blocked off. Does have a boardwalk here to follow. I guess they don't want you going to this building. Would be weird, you know, kind of creepy to walk here and see somebody in the window. Freak me out. Hey, there's a squirrel. Let's see if he understands squirrel talk. No, that one doesn't understand squirrel talk, or my dialect is no longer any good. Wow. They probably have it locked, but I'm going to go check it out and see if I can get in. Look at this view. Oh my gosh. To wake up every morning and see this lovely view. Sitting here in your little rocking chair. What does that sign say? Please use the easterly front door. So, inside the house, I don't know if you guys can see in there, and sit here and just rock away. I don't know if anyone's here. It's locked, so can't get in. This shows, I guess it's the office for the ranger. But you could they probably have it open and you can look around. But also, information here that I'm not going to read. Maybe they have a shortage of rangers or something because they're looking for volunteers. So you can volunteer to work the beaches and stuff here. But yeah, let's sit. We're in the little rocking chair, enjoying the view from the porch, rocking back and forth. Yeah, isn't that nice? Such a beautiful house. This looks like a modern lift elevator. Wow. This video's getting a little long. I suspect that this trail, we'll double check, but I suspect this trail leads right back into a loop to the front where we entered. Yeah, so if you happen to be here, I can't remember the name of the town. It's like a little dinky town. Mounds of evidence. Several mounds exist here at Seminole Rest. Snyder's Mound, the largest mound, is not one mass of shells, but in some areas 17 different layers deposited over time. In an effort to find clues to the Timucuans, archaeologists are interpreting the layers. Clam shells make up most of the mound layers, even though other materials, including oysters, conchs, and whelk shells, and the remains of sea trout, shark, and bass, were discovered. The abundance of clam shells indicate the site was mostly used for harvesting clams. There are layers that suggest there were periods when the mound was not used, but instead was overgrown with vegetation. Remnants of pokeberry, palmberry, hackberry, and skullcap in the layers show vegetation has changed very little over the centuries. Many of these plants may have been used by the Timucuans for food, fuel, or medicine. Now I'm looking at their mounds, and it doesn't look like mounds unless we're standing on the mound. I do see mounds everywhere. Maybe we're on the mounds. If you guys are historically inclined and know this stuff, maybe you can tell me if this is the mound. See how it goes up? Is the house built on the mound? Look, the dirt appears to be in a mound. Was this a mound that overgrew? Because it looks like underneath the dirt there may be shells. I have no clue. Looks like they cut down this tree. Is this an oak tree? I don't know. I think it is. It's one of these big trees. I think it is an oak tree. But yeah, I'm not a very good host or guide because I have no clue. Only maybe I'll just say I'm I'm not really a tour guide. I'm just showing you where I go. And we're learning it together, and hopefully a viewer on there knows this stuff more than I do and can post in the comments, so the other people who watch the videos hopefully read the comments and can learn a little bit more about what's going on with the imagery that I am showing you. But it says the Timucuan way of life. Archaeologists believe that the Timucuans lived in the wooded area in the distance. The trees provided wood for fuel and shelter, while freshwater springs supplied water. In 1564, illustrator Jacques Lemoyne came to Florida as part of a French expedition. His vivid drawings depicted Timucuan life are our only visual record of this now extinct civilization that occupied much of Florida for thousands of years. So the Timucuan Indians preceded the Seminoles and stuff, as I understand it. These are no longer around, the Timucuan Indians. Interesting. But you can see we have these little swamp water areas everywhere in Florida. This would have been like what the Seminoles and the Timucuans and all those people had to travel through. I don't know if you can see it, it's just water everywhere. And can you imagine the Spanish explorers going through Florida, cutting through that, looking for the fountain of eternal youth? Yeah, so that loop right there brings us all the way back to the parking. And I am beginning to think that these big mounds here may actually be the mounds that they're talking about, because I don't see mounds anywhere unless we're standing on it. I was expecting like a big pile of clam shells in the water, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they said they harvested the clams, and like it looked like they threw the mounds of clams and made mounds. But now that I'm looking at this, it looks like little hills, which another name for little hills is a mound, right? I'm wondering if this whole area is a mound. Please let me know down below if you know. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It certainly was an interesting trip for me to Seminole Rest. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.